Hi, my name is Tom and I am the founder of a anti-bullying initiative here in the centre of Yorkshire called Strength Restored. I am also doing a child psychology and child development course in my spare time. I have a question for you. If I said the word psychopath, what picture would you bring up in your mind? Probably you're picturing Norman Bates from Psycho because I've used him as the thumbnail for this video. But actually that's an incorrect image, ironically, because Norman Bates, spoiler alert, is mentally ill. And this is what I want to discuss really, because people use the word psychopath quite broadly, and also meaning anyone that does something evil and there's not a remorse there or stuff here, where there's not a redeeming factor in that person and things. But also I think too much they use it for mentally ill people who do damage to people themselves or others and things, and that's not fair, because psychopathic, whatever, psychopath, being a psychopath is a bit more complicated than that, and my reasoning for this video and stuff came from seeing a book that was already on my bookshelf called the Good Psychopaths Guide to Success, and I'll just read some of the sort of features of being a psychopath. Ruthlessness, fearlessness, decisiveness, empathy. Now, I'll come on to that in a bit, because it's probably some of these can be perceptions, they can act it out and things, and charm and courage and things. You see, what this book argues is that actually these traits of a psychopath can actually produce success and things, and you don't necessarily, if you're a psychopath, become bad. And I think this is actually a bit of a moral for life, because we so often categorise people by traits or whatever, or actions, and actually it can be something which can go either way. One of the things that I absolutely hate in my work with anti-bullying is the demonisation of the bully. And now people will say, of course, and it's true that there are reasons behind it and that things, but still they demonise the person regardless of what might have caused them to feel the need to bully, and they almost treat them like they are psychopaths or evil in some ways. And I think we have to get away from this, because there are so many traits in everybody, and a psychopathic can be good. The co-author of this book is Andy McNab, the author, and he argues in this some of the things that he did while he was in the time of the army he wouldn't have been able to do if he didn't have the psychopathic traits and things like that. And so it is actually about teaching ourselves, teaching our kids how to use the traits we have. Whether you have tendencies towards being a psychopath or anything else, it's about harnessing those and understanding those. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not taking ownership of their personality. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you have full control over who you are, but you have full control of how you use what you have been given. a personality. It's a bit like this years ago, a friend of mine telling me that he was sorry that he did something because he was drunk, even though we had, when other friends had discussed with him that he had this problem and he acted that way. What he did because he was drunk was not correct. Yes, being drunk caused him to do that, and he wouldn't have done it without being drunk, if he wasn't drunk. But he knew that's the way he got, because he got when he gets drunk. And the same way, it's the same for your personality type, the way you are. If you know you get angry at certain situations, or you react in a certain way in certain situations, don't go there. You have a choice over the things. If you feel a particular aspect of your personality boiling to the front, and you know actually that's wrong, then take things. Or think, right, I have a ruthless streak in me. I will use that to do this. I have the charm. I will use that to do that. And I think so many people go through life just being and not taking, as I say, responsibility for things. Whereas success or failure in whatever field, whether it's being a good friend, being a bully, being a good business person, not being a good business person, all these things are down to how you harness your personality. And I think using the psychopath as a example of this, those psychopaths that turn evil are not harnessing the keys of their psychopathic personality. If they harnessed them and were deliberate with them, you could be the next Andy McNab.